Hollywood has long been home to dark secrets, especially when it comes to the mysterious and often tragic deaths of those who knew too much. One such mystery surrounds the untimely demise of Anthony Wolf Jones, Diddy's former best friend and bodyguard. Wolf, who was rumored to be Justin's biological father and allegedly knew crucial details about the death of Biggie Smalls, became a figure shrouded in intrigue and suspicion. Many believe his death was more than just a random act of violence, speculating that it might have been the result of a power struggle within the criminal world, fueled by his personal legal issues and his attempts to distance himself from a life of crime, as well as his ties to Diddy. In 2003, Wolf was involved in an altercation at a bar in Buckhead. At 4 a.m., the fight reportedly started over a woman, and during the heated exchange, 2 other men were also injured and later sought medical attention. However, despite the apparent chaos of the incident, something about Wolf's death never sat right with those who knew him. Over the years, a number of people have speculated that Diddy, who had a close, almost family-like relationship with Wolf, might have been involved in his untimely passing. Wolf wasn't just a bodyguard to Diddy. He was an essential part of Diddy's inner circle, a gatekeeper to his personal life, and a protector of his empire. At the height of the East Coast, West Coast, the story of Wolf's death is one that continues to linger in the shadows of Hollywood, full of unanswered questions and potential cover-ups. Was he the victim of a power struggle, or was there something more sinister at play? The connections between Diddy, the criminal underworld, and the tragic events surrounding the deaths of some of the most rivalry between Death Row Records and Bad Boy Records. Wolf's presence provided not only physical protection, but also an undeniable aura of authority. He was the one who handled sensitive situations, and it's said that he had knowledge of many things: secrets, crimes, and dealings involving Diddy. As the violence between the two coasts escalated, Wolf's role became more critical. He had insight into many of the underhanded dealings that took place behind the scenes, particularly those involving Diddy. Allegedly, when Wolf tried to leave behind the dangerous lifestyle and distance himself from Diddy, that's when things took a dark turn. According to some, Diddy had a role in setting Wolf up, leading to his death. What many don't know is that just days before Wolf's passing, a man named Kirk Burrell filed a federal lawsuit where he made some explosive claims. Burrell accused Diddy of orchestrating the 1995 death of Big Jake, a close friend of Suge Knight. In a 37-page legal document, Burrell stated that Diddy set up an organization known as the Enterprise, which was allegedly involved in several killings and extortion schemes. Burrell went as far as to claim that Wolf was the triggerman in Big Jake's murder, which occurred at an after-hours party following Jermaine Dupri's birthday celebration. Wolf was supposedly set to testify as a key witness in this case, but just a week before he was due to testify, he was killed. It's believed that Wolf's death was the beginning of a series of revelations he was prepared to share. Things that could have unraveled the truth about the East Coast, West Coast rivalry and possibly shed light on what really happened to Biggie Smalls. Wolf was deeply embedded in the conflict between the two coasts, a time when tensions were high and betrayal was a constant threat. Not only was he a source of protection for Diddy, but he also provided guidance, especially when it came to navigating the dangerous waters of the feud. If Diddy needed to deal with Biggie or anyone else from the West Coast, Wolf was the first person he would turn to, not only for advice, but also for muscle. The complexities of Diddy's relationship with Biggie have been well documented over the years. Many have suggested that Diddy harbored jealousy over Biggie's friendship with Tupac Shakur. Before the infamous feud between Biggie and Tupac escalated, Diddy reportedly wanted a friendship with Pac, but Pac didn't have much respect for him. The belief is that Diddy was the one who initially instigated the conflict, pushing Biggie to write diss tracks and fueling the animosity. Diddy even released Biggie's single Who Shot Ya in 1995, a move that many believe was strategically timed to fan the flames of the rivalry. But beyond the music and the public drama, Diddy's control over Biggie was about more than just business. It's been reported by people like Gene Deal that Biggie was planning to leave Bad Boy Records, potentially for a $62 million deal, but Diddy made sure that never happened. His hold on Biggie was strong, and he worked relentlessly to ensure that Biggie never left Bad Boy, even if it meant using manipulative tactics to keep him tethered to the label. Voletta Wallace's frustration with the system led her to speak out in a project called City of Lies, which delves into the corruption that has hindered the investigation into Biggie's death. I have a strong hope, she said, that I don't care if it takes 40 years for the truth to come out. Somebody has to be accountable for what they did. In her eyes, those in power have done everything they can to suppress the truth. Iconic figures in hip-hop remain tangled in a web of lies and secrets, one that may never be fully unraveled. But one thing is clear. The truth about what happened to Anthony Wolfe Jones, like many other stories from that time, is a mystery that still haunts the streets of Hollywood. The conversation was one that seemed both casual and weighty, with a sense of deep camaraderie. Gene was talking to Biggie about the music industry, and Biggie, ever aware of the complexities surrounding their lives, made a statement that stayed with him. "I like you, Gene. I would take you with me, but you love that life too much," Biggie said. Gene, taken aback, asked, "Love what? What do you mean, love that much?" Biggie responded, "Yeah, you love it too much, bro." Gene couldn't quite grasp it at first. "How are you going to take me with you when you're broke?" he asked, pointing out that Biggie owed Mike Gadget $30,000 for a system that had been placed in his truck. Biggie, unfazed, replied, "I'm about to get that money," showing Gene a contract. "Look at this," Biggie said, as he revealed the terms. The contract involved some of the biggest names in hip-hop: Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Lil Cease, Lil Kim, Junior Mafia, and a mysterious figure named Tracy Lee, along with the commission. The deal was worth a staggering $62 million, the sum that would solidify Biggie's legacy and secure his financial future. Gene was stunned. "Damn," he said, realizing just how serious this situation was. But what happened next took an even darker turn. Gene later recalled how Gene Deal, another figure who had insight into the industry, spoke about how Biggie's death was likely an inside job. On the day Biggie was killed, his car was the only one marked, almost as if someone had intentionally made him a target. That both she and the LAPD detectives involved in the case know who is responsible for her son's death, but the case remains unsolved due to a conspiracy to keep the truth from coming to light. According to Voletta, the LAPD did their job, but higher-ups deliberately shelved the case. They had the answers but refused to pursue them. "It's a conspiracy," she said. "Someone is definitely being protected. This corruption," she believes, is the reason why Biggie's case has never been properly investigated.